Tonight, as many roads and sidewalks stay slick, one local doctor is sending out a warning. WAAY 31 News anchor Rob Sneed is live in the storm tracker with his urgent message and a look at road conditions. Rob?
Well, tonight, Dan, I should say, there is that fog moving in, as we just heard tonight. If you're driving on the road right now, I'm live off of Memorial Park Parkway South, and there is a lot of fog. There is a lot of slush on the roads. The roads are wet. Certainly not a lot of drivers out here, as you can see. It's pretty empty. You have a few cars here or there, but it's certainly a situation where you want to make sure that you are taking your time as you're headed out tonight. And those slushy spots can be very slick. Our car have slid. The storm tracker slid a few times over some of those spots. So you certainly want to make sure that you are taking your time. You mentioned about the neurosurgeon. Tonight I had the chance to speak with him. He told me that he's seen a lot of head injuries because folks are either getting in accidents or slipping and falling on ice and slush. Whether you're skiing, sledding, or dusting off the snowboard for a ride down the hill.
When it comes, it's a novelty and you want to get out and play in it, but you need to be smart.
Take a moment to stop and make sure you are protected. Dr. Rhett Murray with Spine and Neuro Huntsville Hospital says his team worked 96 hours straight and counting since the snow moved in. They've seen injury after injury from accidents on the snow and ice.
There's been, of course, a rash of injuries, much more than a usual week due to the snow and ice on the road. I've seen multiple skull fractures, brain contusions. I've seen fractures of both people's necks and backs, some that have led to paralysis.
Injuries like that can have lasting effects, he says.
You don't have any control and you're moving, 20 miles an hour. And if you hit your head against an object and your head stops, your brain bounces inside of your skull and gets bruised on the front and bruised on the back.
It's something he's seen time and time again as a board-certified neurosurgeon for more than 30 years. He says wear a bike helmet while sledding. He says it reduces the chances of a significant head injury by 50%. And the way you sled can also make a difference.
You need to sled feet first, and you need to walk the area first to be sure there's no obstructions. I had a patient accidentally sled into a ditch and break their back.
He says break a bone in your spine and you're out of work for 8 to 12 weeks. Nerve damage can take up to a year. These injuries can happen in a car accident. So while the roads are still slippery, he says there's one thing you must do.
They need to drive much slower than usual. They need to have 3 to 4 car lengths at least ahead of the car in front of them. And they need to beware of the parts of the road that look shiny and slippery.